right, Breanne Gunnlaugson, I can say the name too because there's not many of you here in the city, is joining us from Altered Spaces, Altered Lives. And very briefly, I know you guys were on a couple months ago really talking about kind of the decluttering of spaces, right. The tools to use, the great things you can have in your closet, and we are now, right now, kind of shifting towards this university students, those that are moving into these very, very, very small spaces.
Yeah, absolutely. We do a big, broad spectrum of organization, small spaces, big projects, small projects. So dorms are definitely an area that can sometimes be a little bit challenging, but it's totally doable.
You're hopefully taking the pieces and the items from home that you really want, because you've already done that selection of what are you taking from home and bringing into this dorm room. So at least that's part of what you do, but that's been done already.
Yeah. I mean, from personal experience, I probably brought a bit too much when I first moved in, and so I was able to, you know, downsize and cut some items out, and you just bring them back home whenever you can, and then, you know, it takes a while to make the space your own, but you can definitely get comfortable.
I wish I had thought about this or had seen it when I was in school. The bed lifts. So you get to the room and it's a desk and a bed.
Yes, absolutely. These are a great thing if you want to add some extra space. It'll add at least an extra 5 inches of additional storage. So basically they're really easy to use. You just add them to the legs of your bed and it'll lift the bed up. The only thing with these is some dorm rooms you're not allowed to have them, so you definitely have to look at what you're allowed to have at different schools.
But it does. I mean, stuffing things under the bed, you know, it definitely is going to help there for sure.
Yeah, and the other thing too is if it's under the bed, you don't need to see it, and things that you put under there are things you don't really use that often and you don't need to see.
Perfect. Yeah. You've hidden things as well with the not needing to see everything.
Exactly. For example, like in my dorm room, I had some pretty big open shelves, but I didn't want to see all my stuff all the time, so this is definitely a really great option. You just fold them open, and you can put things in there, hide them away. I put like my teas or anything like that in there.
Breaking it down even further?
Yes, supplies. You definitely want to be organized and ready to go with supplies. You don't want to be that person running around not knowing where your stuff is or having to go ask your neighbors for things. You want to keep stocked up, knowing where all your stuff is, for sure.
So for me, it was always a pen. I could never find a pen. You stocked up.
For me, it was ink for my printer, but yeah, that was all figured out after a while.
We didn't have all those computers when I was going through all of that stage.
Oh, okay.
And you were saying that because you get this big closet, at least you get that, but there's no shelving, there's nothing in there. So.
Exactly. Like I said, every dorm room is different, but for example, if all you have is this big massive closet, you can get things like this for like folded clothing, big sweaters, stuff like that, and your shoes as well. You could get racks and things, that works as well. For hanging things up, you're not allowed to make holes in your walls, but there's hooks that you can suction onto the wall, or there's those temporary 3M hooks that you can put on the wall, and it's just the adhesive that you pull off.
And it'll hold for
no damage. Yeah, absolutely. That's the main point.
And also, you talked about organization, but you said a big thing is just the time management, being organized with your time.
Big time. So I'm a big fan of the erasable calendar and using a different color for each of your subjects, because especially in your first year or two, when you're living in a dorm, you're going to have a big array of subjects, and you know what? I hate to say it, you're going to have more than one thing due on the same day, and so when you look at your calendar and you see 2 colors there, you know right away that you're going to have a busy week and you have to be prepared. And I hate to say it, guys, but your calendar is not going to look this empty.
It's going to be a rainbow. You're going to be seeing a rainbow.
Yeah.
And the timers.
The timers. One of my favorite things, and Altered Spaces, Altered Lives' favorite things, is setting a timer. For example, in your dorm, what you can use it for is, you know, setting 10-15 minutes and timing yourself to clean up your space. You want it to be clean. You don't want, you know, clutter everywhere. You want to be focused, and like I said, also, you don't want to be that person on the floor known to be the messy one, and you don't want your room to smell bad or anything like that too. So this is great to keep yourself on track. And another thing too that I liked it for personally, because you know, procrastination and things like that. I know a lot of people are like that in university. If you want to take a study break, just set the timer. If you want to watch some YouTube videos and stuff like that, and the timer goes off, you know that it's time to stop.
You need your own personal space in your brain to kind of shut off a little bit and say, okay, I'm going to surf the web, but I'm going to do it for 15 minutes, set the timer, and then be able to go back to the studying, because this calendar is going to have a whole bunch of things and colors.
Absolutely.
Of things
time management is very important to keep your life organized, and have no undue stress.
Breanne, thank you so much, and you can check out more information on their website, Altered Spacers and alteredlives.ca. So great to be able to see. Information is listed on your screen.